Okay, I'm going to walk you through me using ESRGAN to resize stuff. So I got this image here that Yummy Candy in the Discord suggested that I try to resize to see how the eyes end up looking. So the first thing I do here is I make the canvas size 2048 by 2048 because I tried without doing that and something went wrong with the stitching. It didn't like the fact that the pixels were the size they were, so I just did that. Saved it as a PNG file, even though it was originally a JPEG. That's fine. So right here I'm pulling up the image resizing GUI that I use, and now I select all the different models. First thing I do is I de-JPEG artifact it, so I select all the JPEG models, and then I click on Split, ESRGAN, and Merge, which will split the image into sections that can be processed, because this is a very VRAM intensive operation. And you're going to see that I'm going to pull up Precision X1 and you can see the VRAM usage. And right here, this is all of the images as they're being processed. I'm just pulling them up so you can see what they look like, because otherwise you're just going to be watching progress going, which is kind of boring, I guess. And you'll see how different each one of these ends up looking. And this is why I go through this long process. And when I pull them up in OrphanView, I zoom them in 400% because the end product's going to be 4x scale. So, yeah, we look at them at 400%. I'm switching through them. I'm looking at them. Also, OrphanView I have set up so it's nearest neighbor upscale when I zoom, because, you know, I don't want things looking blurry when I zoom in. I want to see pixels. Pixels are important. So, now we're just going to sit here and wait for this to process. It doesn't take all that long. 2080 Ti. I've never benchmarked it. I don't know how to benchmark this. But, yeah, I have plus 1000 on the memory. Max power limit and everything, so it's just going away, it's doing its thing. You can see here the memory usage that it does for this 1x operation of the images, and this is that image split up into tiles. You can see it's almost basically using 6 gigs of VRAM. It's kind of a lot. If you don't have a 2080 Ti, you're screwed. If you want to do 4x, because that goes up to basically all of my VRAM. And the tiles that I use, I try to use the maximum that I've noticed, which seems to be like 1000 by 1000 pixels. Seems to be what I could process for up to 4x scaling. Yeah, if it's smaller, I could do 8x or 16x, but there's less models to do those. I've used them before, though, just kind of for a joke. The 16x model's weird. Things get weird with that one. It, like, darkens the image, the gamma gets all fucked up. I don't know. It's weird. You can see we're already at 80 out of 99. I'm going to shut up here so you can just watch this in peace, because I got nothing to say for this part. And there we go. It takes all the tiles that split up, merges them, and I got them here in the output folder. I'm going to select those all, cut them, move them to this new folder. And because I don't trust programs to do the right thing, I go through and I delete all of the temporary files from the folder. So that's the splits, the individual results from the splits for each model. Just delete all those. Just get rid of all that. Go back to the output folder because that's where I'm going to go next. Now we're going to closely analyze all these images. I'm a pervert. Let's look at these boobs. That's not what I'm doing. So yeah, we're going to zoom all of these in 400%. And like I said, I'm using EarthenView. I'm going to fuck up here in a second because look at my taskbar. Look how filled that is. Look how many icons are in this insane taskbar that I use every day. It's just nuts, isn't it, folks? Look at that. Oh my god. It's going to scroll over. It's going to do it. Here it is. Oh, now I'm screwed. Look at that. It's horrible. There's just not enough room there, is there? Yep, I had to get Precision X1 out of the way. Now we're good. Okay, so now I'm going to move all of these images to the same position, same zoom level, and we're going to compare each of them. And then I'm going to use EarthenView's delete function to delete the ones that I deem not good, because this is a very subjective process. Some of the models don't process correctly, some of them leave halos, fringe, they amplify the JPEG compression artifacts, some of them smooth too many of the details that you actually want kept. So we're going to go through here, we're going to get rid of this one, and get rid of that one. You can see the names up top. I can't read the names. 60 to 80. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of DJPEGs because some images respond better to different models for these. Yeah, and that there's a wiki that has a whole bunch of models that you can download. And I just go there every once in a while and I download all of the models. All of them. It's good to have a lot of different things to use to process images with. And you can see how subjective this is. I mean, I think the detail comes across, that's why I zoom in 400%, but I think it comes across in H.264, this little video, and after what YouTube does to it. Because some of the things that get messed up are pretty blatant. Like, you could tell what's wrong. And yeah, I'm looking at the panties now because you'll see why. Some of these models do some really weird things with some of these gradients, and you want to make sure that they're not, you know, screwing up color. Like you can see here, I'm switching between these two because I'm noticing the highlight there on the left side. Right there. Watch what it does when I go to this other one. Oh, it's a little brighter. So yeah, it'll screw with color sometimes. And I don't want that darker one, so, and it seems like all the other ones are brighter, so that darker one must be wrong. So let's get rid of that. Cool beans. And now, what am I looking at here? What looks different? Yeah, down there, there's a little bit of compression artifacting I don't like. And I think it shows up more up here. I'm going to highlight that area right there. And I'm like, I don't like that. So let's get rid of that guy. Close that one. Yeah, that one's a whole lot more smooth up here. So I'm going to get all of these again in the same exact position. Nice little accurate scrolling with the mouse here. Put it right on the right spot. Move that one down like a pixel. Switch between them. I mean, yeah, you could do this like in GIMP. You could do this in Photoshop as just separate layers. But then I would have to go and cross-reference, okay, what layers did I delete? I'm going to have to delete those files. No, just open up an EarthenView. It's fine. So we're getting real close here. We're getting to real scrutiny here. Get rid of that guy. Didn't like the way that one looked. Didn't like the way that one looked, and I think I went with this one. So now that we got rid of the compression artifacts, let's bring that into the resizing program to start the adventure of getting these 4x scaled. So there's a whole bunch of 4x scale models here. We got 4x box, 4x ESRGAN, 4x miscellaneous, comic data set, detune with a whole bunch of different interpolations, deviant pixel HD, faces, N, face focus, fatality, a whole bunch called Lady, I don't know what the hell they are. We got Trixie, I don't know what that is. We got Waifugan, which tries to do what Waifu does, but it kind of doesn't. And then we have these RRDB ESRGAN 4X, and also one with an interpolation. And a PSNR model, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to do, but yeah. So now you can see real VRAM usage immediately goes up to basically 10 gigs of VRAM usage. So yeah, if you were thinking of doing this stuff and you want to get it done quick, get a 2080 Ti, or else you're going to have to make your splits a whole lot smaller, and you're going to have to process a whole lot more splits. And that's just a waste of time. See, I don't get my 2080 Ti because, oh, high refresh game. I mean, yeah, I have a 120 hertz monitor, but I barely game. I don't really game anymore. Who cares? And also, don't high refresh monitors, they're great, but get one with G-Sync or Adaptive Sync, or else you're going to be a slave to having the V-Sync to 120 hertz. That's really hard. I still can't do it in every game. Even if I lower settings. Nah, 5 gigahertz, 9900K, 2080 Ti overclock? Nah. You're not going to be able to do it. You need Adaptive Sync or G-Sync, and you'll be a whole lot happier. And have you ever tried playing a game like Civilization or any RTS game where you're just scrolling around and then you get, like stuttering and dropped frames, and just it looks horrible if it's not synchronized. It looks bad, especially if you're at high refresh. Or if you're at high refresh and the only thing you can lock is 60, well then you get ghosting and doubled images. It's horrible. Just don't. That's why I am the way I am with hardware, is because all this stupid crap I do and this stupid monitor I have where I have to lock 120 hertz. I aim for the highest because if I go any lower, it's visually bad. It's just not good. But anyway, back to this stuff, enough of my rants. So I'm just taking a quick look at the results as they come in, just to show you what the differences look like so far. I'll pull up a couple of them here. All of the same split. And you can see the split was 1024 by, I don't know what that second number would be, whatever that is, divided by 0.25 or times, whatever. Math is hard. I'm not a mathematician. But yeah, so I'm gonna speed up this part right here, and because it looks like it's taking over 10,000 frames, so we're gonna speed this up. Okay, now that that's finished. Ooh boy. And here's the fun part. So we're gonna go and we're gonna freeze up Explorer because it is trying to make thumbnails of really big images. And they're all kind of like uncompressed PNGs, or maybe like level 1 compression PNGs. So, you know, modern operating systems, you know, they're the best. They're great. They're good. Yeah. There you go. It figured itself out. So we got all these processed with the 4X models. So we're going to cut those. Move into my other folder. I'm going to make a new folder. We're going to do the same friggin' thing that we did before. I'm going to clear all these temps out. And then we're going to open all these images in OpenView. But this time we're just going to look at them at 100% scale. There we go, looking a whole lot better now. But now things get weird. Some of these models suck, some of these don't suck. And we're going to find out which ones look subjectively good. Look what my dumbass had to do. I had to make that taskbar double height. And guess what happens when you do that? OpenView's like, oh, let's fit the image to the window size again. So I have to go back and 100% all these. That's good. Cool. You know, just living my life. It's great. Lots of clicking with this mouse. Lots of moving around with this mouse. Yeah, for this whole thing that I'm doing here, I've been using the Cooler Master Mouse MM710 because I bought 2 new mice. I got a bloody P65, I think that's what it is, and I got this mouse to compare against my Microsoft IntelliMouse Classic. And so far I think I like the bloody more, but yeah, that review is going to be coming up soon. Anyway, back to this. Moving them right back up to the same spots, and we are going to pixel peep and then use OpenView's delete function to delete the ones that I deem not worthy of consumption by anyone. These files will be lost forever, and they can never be made again, actually, once you delete them. They just won't work. Them's the breaks, boss. Because, you know, computers are a grand mystery, honestly. No one knows how they work. You got things at a nanometer scale on a sand wafer, and just magic, really. So yeah, let's pixel peep here. So I think real easily you could tell by looking at the purplish, maroonish line on the left. That's what I'm using for reference for some of these. Getting rid of the ones that seem to have stair-stepping or halos. So you just kind of go through them all with a quick first pass, see which ones are just, no, this one is wrong, and you just get rid of those, make things easier on yourself. And you can see some interesting things that end up happening with some of these. Like if you go back and you look before, well actually no, I don't have it in here, but there's some imagined detail that the ESRGAN upscalers do. Like that white line right there that kind of looks like chalk almost. That's just imagined detail. That's not something that was there in the original image. It looked maybe like that, but this is what it guessed it should look like at a 4x scale. That blurry one that I just passed by, that's called detune. I love that one for certain types of images because it seems to figure out a way to make certain things, like its name says, detune. It'll take things that are semi-realistically drawn or digital paintings, and then it'll make them look real? I don't know, it's weird, but it only works in certain images. That's actually the filter that I use with the model that I use with the Game of Life video that I'm still working on. Sorry, it takes a long time to process all those frames, but that's something that that's the model I used for that video. Take 800 by 600 frames from an old 90s game and turn them into 4K. Works pretty good. Just very time consuming. So right now, what am I using for a reference here? I guess the eye. You can see how it kind of like dilates some of the colors. It'll make some of them bigger. And right now, I really like this one, the RRDB ESRGAN 4X interpolated with detune. That's the one I'm going to end up going with. I still have all the others. Except for the ones that I don't delete out of all of these. Oh, I guess I keep them all. Okay, cool. But yeah, I have all of those, but I'm going to go with that one for this. And we're just going to really quickly go through Photoshop and load them all as smart objects and look at things that way for a little bit so you can see the differences between them by, just hiding layers. Works pretty good. Do that. There's probably an easier way to do what I'm doing here, but this is the way I do it. Deal with it. Just drag the picture over the Photoshop and then drag the same picture again to make it a layer with a name, and then delete the background layer and then drag everything else over. But then you have to hit the check to confirm the smart object. There's just things you just repetitively do over and over and over. It's great. And there you go, I'm hiding the layers. You could see how even the colors change between these, and that's something that I'm gonna fix kind of maybe later using GIMP and a filter that I really like. That's 4X box. Can't really explain why a lot of these have the names they do. Just, these are the names. I think that one was created by using box scaled, which is basically like nearest neighbor images. I don't know what, this is all a grand mystery on what these things are actually good at. There's no automatic way to do any of this. You have to do this if you want good results. And, yeah, just the way it be. Yeah, right now, sorry, I'm just going through and I'm cropping this, even though I'm going to open up GIMP later and do the same exact thing later. That's fine. Gotta get rid of that white space. It bothers me. Looking good so far. I think I'm gonna put some background music on this. What do you guys think? If you heard music before I said this, then I did it. Anime eyes. You know, they got a lot of things going on artistically with them, even though it's kind of like a meme. You know, how to draw anime eyes. We all had that book, you know, when we were a teenager, right? You know, the How to Draw Anime Eyes book. Got it at Barnes & Noble, right? Yeah, that place still exists. I'm not trying to be perverted, I'm looking at lines, you know, don't judge me. Look at that belly button. There's reasons for this. You can see how it changes with different things. But you really got to decide which one. You know, this is where the art comes in on this, because, like I said, you can't automate this. I mean, maybe you could train a separate model to go through and look at the results from everything that you've already output, but it's so subjective. Because someone might like that blurry one. Who knows? You know, and also not everybody is going to be looking at an image that you resize like this on a device that's using 100% scaling of the screen. Phones, you know? You have your phone with a 4K screen in your pocket, possibly. That's not 100% scale. So yeah, when you double tap the image to go to 100%, or you think, it's not 100%. It's like 25% or something. But it says it's 100% because, you know, phones are in wacky land. That makes website design really hard, by the way. Because you have phones with 1080p screens reporting that they're actually on like 360. Oh, I hate it. I hate phones. But yeah, I just made all my pictures on my website 650 pixels wide. Oh, but now they're getting resized because, you know, phones. But yeah, so what I did here is I put the original image upscaled to 400%, just so you could compare what each of these look like to the original. That's going to come into play when I mess around with GIMP after messing around in Photoshop. You can see how some of these imagined details just come out of nowhere. It's pretty neat. This is that detuned one. Look, it's just a completely different look. It's the same picture, it's a different look. It's hard to quantify. And that's just an interesting section because that's a very interesting gradient. It's unique that's going on there because you have the contours of, I guess, the bikini going on there. And you got the highlight. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, and that's a drastic color shift that goes on there. But yeah, I'm done with that, so we're gonna pull up GIMP here. And there's something I recently discovered with GIMP. If you have the launch target shortcut thingamajig TAC-N, you could open up multiple instances of GIMP at the same time, which is very useful if you're doing an operation that's very single-threaded, or at least appears to be very limited threaded, and you want to do a whole bunch of things at once. You'd be surprised how many things aren't actually multi-threaded. No matter how much people want to sell you a 24-core Ryzen or whatever the hell, a 3950X. Even though it does have high single-thread performance, mattering on what benchmark you look at. But yeah, you're still going to be limited on that single core. And you have to be creative and learning how to run multiple things at once that shouldn't be run at once to fully utilize your computer's full resources. But yeah, this is the color to gray filter in GIMP. I don't know what the fuck it actually does, but it's cool. Right here, I canceled it and I went to preferences because if you have OpenCL enabled, the results from this filter changes. But then OpenCL graphics acceleration is kind of experimental in GIMP, so yeah. So what I did was I took the original picture and I put it as the top layer, scaled it 400% at using GIMP's no halo resizer, and then I'm using that as the color source for the bottom layer, which is the upscale picture, and that's why I'm using color to gray. So any of the color that you're seeing right now is only from the original picture, and that's why I said, and I focused on earlier, how all of the different upscalers seem to fudge around the colors a little bit. So if colors already get messed up, or you could say enhanced, I don't know, but you know, the model's guessing, it's doing stuff. Why not go the extra mile and do like a little fancy thing to further enhance the colors a little bit? And so that's why I use this color to gray thing. And I find these settings I'm using here, 1000 radius, 10 samples, 20 iterations. Sometimes I use enhanced shadow, sometimes I don't. Matters on what I'm seeing in the preview. Seem to be generally good. But yeah, this is an interesting thing that I've also noticed. If you use this filter and you just click OK right here, it seems to take forever. If you, let's say you wait for half of the preview to be done, because you can see those tiles, it's going tile, and it's processing. And then you press OK while it's halfway done with the preview of the whole image. It'll take forever. The secret is to let the whole preview just play itself out and then click OK. And then it actually doesn't take any time because it's already processed it. And I think it might actually be faster to just let it do that. Especially for higher resolution images like this. Just let the preview play out. Once it's done with the whole thing, press OK, and then it's done. You don't have to wait. So right here, I'm just helping that a little bit by cropping the image before I do the processing, so there is less things to process. Even though that's white space, it's not white space. I bet there's colors there. I bet if you dropper tooled all over that, there's just colors or variations of white. Because upscalers imagine things sometimes. They hallucinate. You ever hallucinate? Mattering on the circumstances, hallucinating could be fun. But not when you want just the important parts of the image to be processed using an algorithm. An algorithm. Yep. So let's crop all that in. And right here I'm panicking. I'm like, okay, I'm selecting this. I got it. That's right. That's the last pixel. Okay, so how do I apply this? How do I apply this? I'm like thinking in my head. I'm like, oh god, okay. There's no. I'm looking on the side. I'm like, there's no apply. There's no. Okay, so let me just zoom out and click on it. Double click. Okay. Yep. I guessed right. That's just a little thing. I just wanted to say. Don't be embarrassed if you don't know what you're doing. Just click things until things work. Computers. Okay, so let's do that color to gray thing again. And I stopped the recording and restarted it just so I could get this section. So there you go, apply the settings. And I fast forward this part. This would take forever. This is 4 times fast forward, 400% speed. You can see how long this takes, and it gives you something to watch, because you can see how it's doing its business. It's pretty neat. I'm just gonna shut up right here. Okay, so that finished. Hope you enjoyed watching those tiles fill in with the processing of the business. And yeah, this is the final result of doing this. I think it looks pretty good, so we're gonna flatten it. Not gonna flatten the chest, and then we are going to export as a TIFF. We're gonna get nuts here. I'm gonna be really weird. I'm gonna export it as a TIFF, uncompressed. I'm gonna open it in Photoshop, and then I'm gonna do save as TIFF. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. That's because for some reason GIMP does something weird with image layers, and it's not actually a flat image when it saves. And if I were to GIMP and then save it as an LZW, just right off the bat, it would take long, and I would still have to flatten the image in Photoshop. Just a quick little thing that I've noticed from doing this a whole bunch. So yeah, open it. Oh, there you go. Layer 1. Oh, let's flatten that. This has meaning. This actually makes it compress better. So, there you go. Yes, I'm going to replace it. Zip. No, I don't do it. Yeah, zip. I don't even know what the zip thing would be in GIMP. There's pack bits, LZW. Yeah, I forget all of them that were just there. But yeah, this is what you have to go through if you want to properly use ESRGAN. Plus a whole bunch of rants. I ranted a bunch in here. Hope you enjoyed that. And I don't know what background music I used. I think I used the Icarus Lines Penance Soiree instrumental. I did that. I think that's the background music. Hopefully. I love you guys. Bye.